In a world that's louder than ever, yet quieter where it matters most, some stories are still being swallowed by silence. This is disruptive silence. Welcome to Disruptive Silence, a place where men no longer say, I am fine, when their silence is actually screaming. Here we listen deeper and we speak honestly, because when men break the silence, they break the cycle and generations get healed. Before we get started today, I want to, do like a brief check-in. How are you feeling today? Not even just in general, but just today in this present moment.
Great.
Great. Okay. Why the because some people have this whole thing, oh yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. I always like to pause.
Ooh, the power of pause. Actually, I just recently learned that. I like that. I like that. No, that is awesome. And it feels good to have people like you on the show today. And I just hope today's conversation will be as fruitful as we hope the entire show will
I
be.
know it will.
You're right. I love the positivity, man. I love the positivity. But anyway, without further ado, I am going to introduce our guest today. His name is Angela Olua.
There you go.
Yes, Angela Olua, who I, by short, just call him Jola, guys. But he is actually a creative entrepreneur and founder of Makanji Arts Inc., right? It's Makanji?
Yeah.
Right. And then using art to build community resilience and meaningful storytelling. So the reason why we actually have our brother here is I remember when I was actually a moderator at the SATE networking event, professional networking event,
Correct.
and you are one of the panelists. And those are the moments I do not take for granted, because I get to meet new people, I get to hear what you're all about, and then I get to hear your conversation. And then I heard you say, when it comes to men's mental health, I was like, okay, you caught my attention, right? And then I had to make sure that you get on Disruptive Silence. So before we get into details, that's just a brief so people know where I got to know you from and why we have you on the show today. But just to give people more of who you are, go for it.
Okay. I call myself Mr. Makanji.
Mr. Makanji. Okay.
I like to think of myself as a philosopher. I'm an artist. I paint.
Yeah.
I like to paint, but I curate storytelling experiences.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I come from Lagos, Nigeria.
Yeah.
You know, being a full-time artist in Canada, going around telling stories, building communities, healing. And of course, it's great to be here speaking on men's mental health, because that's a topic that is not spoken on enough.
Yeah.
Everybody feels a man has to be
Man up.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah. And so what made you actually bring up that topic when we were at the networking event? Because right there, it was something that just came up randomly when you mentioned it. What triggered that?
See, I'm very much like an alchemist.
Okay.
I turn pain into purpose.
Okay.
So in the sense of, I'm going to be 30 in a couple days, but I've lived life like a 60-year-old man.
I like that. I find the younger generation has, for sure.
Yeah, man. Yes, that's one, but I'm naturally an old soul.
Yeah.
And the things that I've been through in my own life path, specifically, it's very abstract. And I realized that coming from Lagos, Nigeria, where you're strong, you cannot be vulnerable, where there's no tears, no crying,
How is that though?
they call it no bitching around, sort of, mind my language. But I just want to be real. And coming here and hearing mental health, understanding the depth of mental health and the abuse of mental health.
Okay. Let's elaborate on that.
Good. and the abuse of mental health, because then you now find people who use that to be mediocre, to accept mediocrity.
Oh, jeez. I like that.
So
I
I've
like that. That's real.
so I've I really, as a very sensitive person myself, I always wanted to find that thin line of truth,
Yeah.
and I've started to look into, my own personal life, the concept of mental health for me,
Yeah.
the originality of mental health, what it is, how
Yeah.
to cater to myself, my thoughts. More so, I was done being the nice guy to everyone, done, I wanted to do something for myself for once,
Okay.
and then I started to now start to repair my life all over again.
But how was that switch for you? Because considering that you've known to be told to man up for the longest,
Yeah, I
right?
decided.
And then just having a mindset change. Sorry, a mindset change is not easy. You understand? And then that's why there's the phrase that you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah,
Right. So how do you get to that point where you're like, I'm gonna change my way of thinking?
I'm a very different person from everybody else.
Yeah. Well, you're an artist.
Yeah.
Like creators are so different. Yeah.
I realize that, and I can be very radical.
Yeah.
And when I say something has to stop,
Yeah.
it stops.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest things was I learned to cry.
Ooh. And how did that feel for you when you did? And how old were
I
you?
also had the expectation. That was recently. Yeah.
Really?
I had the expectation. I had an idea of what, according to what everybody says, when you
Yeah.
cry, you release. I even cried and I didn't release.
Okay.
That's how blocked I was.
Really?
Yes.
And so question though. So what got you to a point of breaking down and crying? Because a lot of we find we're getting to a point. Not yeah. Right now, there's a high rate of suicide.
Yeah.
Right, in men, and this is why we've also like partnered up with men. What do you call it? The Center of Suicide Prevention, because when you look at the stats, I was reading recently some of the stats, which they're for another episode, where you're finding the stats are getting higher for men and young boys killing themselves because of not being able to speak up. And then you said you had a blockage, but what got you to that point of just breaking down?
Okay. Mine is very specific.
Yeah.
I'm neurodivergent.
Okay.
I got diagnosed on the spectrum for dyslexia and ADHD just last year at 28 years of age. So it means that growing
Really?
up, moving from school to school, I didn't understand myself. I didn't know why I couldn't read and write easily. I didn't know why biology is the study of, and study is flying all over the place. So
Yeah.
I have to draw and doodle to make sense of
Wow.
my surroundings.
Wow.
So it started like that, and
Yeah.
nobody can really get it.
Yeah.
As much as my parents tried at the time.
Yeah.
So it's the progression of that, and of course, when you have a brain like that, you find that now you just want to be radical. After all, nobody understands me. So why not? I don't
And then be the
care
black sheep?
anymore.
And be the black sheep in the family?
Oh, of course.
Right.
So before it used to hurt me that look
Yeah.
at me, like
People
see
are not
me, like
understanding,
I'm
yeah.
I'm actually good. I wrote something in the silent narrative. I said I'm good in the ways that doesn't fit in the framework that society has built.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh wow,
different.
that's powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, and I started to want to do for my parents to see me that I'm actually trying to change these things, because now I'm radical. My brain can't make sense of things, but and over time you get tired, all that weight to want to show your siblings that you're good.
Good enough.
And this thing actually leads. I got married at 25.
Okay.
Whether to the right girl or the wrong girl, I have no idea. But I got divorced at 29. How about that? So you see,
What?
when a man has to carry all of this weight, if he's not careful, that leads to the concept of mental health breakdowns and depression and wanting to commit suicide. I never got to that point. I just got to the point where I'm like, look, I don't care anymore for anybody else except for myself. I'm tired of carrying
Yeah,
the
the
weight,
exhaustion. Yeah.
the exhaustion. And one day I actually found myself like, I just started tearing up.
Bless you.
Now the national exhibition that I went for, I was pretty much 7 months on the road, and then I drove from Calgary to Toronto, Montreal, Halifax in my van, and I slept in the van on the floor, and I took showers in community centers, telling the silent narrative, working on men's mental health, having conversations, but I'm bringing communities together and opening people up. It was a form of therapy, art therapy. And I started to understand myself better and receive healing. Why didn't I want to leave? I have friends all over the country. I could have stayed in anybody's place, but it was just time for me to be alone, do my own thing, because I was just tired of the whole surface level conversations that lead nowhere, people that act like they love you when they don't.
But what makes you think that it's not them loving you versus carrying so much weight on you, and then just letting it go may make it seem, it can give that illusion that people never loved you.
The only way to let something go is,
Yeah.
in my opinion, through isolation.
But isolation is not good too. But this is where you have those weird thoughts, right?
So there's two words.
Yeah.
Oh, there's isolation and there's solitude.
I guess solitude is different.
Solitude
Yeah.
is the word I meant to use.
Yeah.
That was my time of
Yeah,
solitude because
okay.
the silent narrative was my story.
Yeah.
That was my way of lashing
Letting
out,
out.
letting it out.
Yeah.
All the things I couldn't take. So solitude is the word.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Now, that's how I was able to shed all those things. And it needed to, because I love humans, I love people genuinely, but I
Yeah.
only came to realize that if I don't take care of myself,
Yeah.
I can't love anybody
Yeah.
else.
And if your cup is empty, how are you able to fill anybody else's cup?
Exactly.
Right? But then, so starting from before we even got to where you eventually broke down and cried, going back to, the younger Jola, where in Africa it's difficult for men
Yeah.
or young boys
Yeah.
to even cry, or to even, you're told men up, right? But when did your silence become survival mode that carried you through all the way until you decided, no, this is not good?
Yeah. Growing up like that is just a cycle. You're just swimming in that ocean.
Right. And were you verbally told to man up? Or it was just
In fact, now nobody even,
atmosphere?
I was so hard on myself.
Yeah.
Because I knew I was meant for more and I always dared to achieve. So
Right.
now it was not even about any other person now. The survival had kicked in to the point that it wasn't about any other person telling me to man up. It was me telling me to get up, to do more, to fight harder.
Right.
But the point wasn't to fight harder
Yeah.
externally. It was to go back inside
Yeah.
and heal
Whatever wound you had.
all the wounds from the start.
Yeah.
I believe that life is free flowing.
Okay.
I believe that life is do what you want, eat what you want, have fun, connect, play, work. But when you struggle to get something, it's like, I always use this analogy. A guy likes a girl. A guy is trying to talk to the girl. The girl is like, no, she likes him, but she's playing around. You keep chasing, you keep chasing, you keep chasing.
How about in this part of the world? I don't think so. But in Africa, we're talking in Africa. And it's like, what?
You want to cause trouble on this podcast?
I want to be legit. I said we listen deeper and we speak honestly.
I like that.
Anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
And I see it like that. Same with money. You
Yeah.
chase money, it's going to run away. You're talking to a fine girl.
Really?
But when you go
But then
in your own
again,
flow-
you know what? This is where I will kind of take you back on that, because I feel like there's a lot of cultural differences in that aspect, because growing up back home, it's normal for a woman to say, oh, stop it, or for a young girl, stop it, I like it. And you keep chasing.
Okay.
Compared to here, it's considered harassment, or there's so many terms here, it's just weird.
No.
So how then, and then you hear some men, oh yeah, I don't like a woman pursuing me because this and that. Like, if you know what you want, you may as well. But yeah, you tell me. From a man's perspective.
From a man's perspective, if we are looking at that, I'm not just talking about a regular guy on 17th Ave just trying to talk to a girl. No. If I'm looking...
Yeah.
Look.
Somebody who's seen a fine girl. Huh? Fine girl, baby
See,
girl.
for me, a fine girl is not just a fine girl in the face.
Yeah, like, yeah, you get to know that person.
No. It's... Let's go back in time. Look
Yeah.
at the time we used to watch movies in the 90s.
Yeah.
In the early 2000s. The
Yeah.
way men would dress up in suits and then meet a girl. And have matured conversations. That's what I'm talking about. Not 17th Ave, you're going to grab it. No.
Yeah.
Proper guy trying to... She has to show value by playing the game, you know.
The mental stimulation feels good.
Stimulation.
It feels good.
That's what I'm talking about. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, I get it.
Not the quick sham that happens now. I don't like that.
The quick sham.
Yeah.
So, given that, you know, what I just spoken about to say, okay, the difference in generations and what have you. Now, you coming in this part of the world and knowing how it is in Africa, did that affect your mental health in a sense? Or it was just like, okay, how do I navigate the dating scene in this world? Or you just went on with, this is me, this is Mr. McKenzie, let's go.
I don't go by...
Conforming. We spoke about that earlier. Yeah. We don't conform.
Majorly, I work with my own intuition and how I feel.
Yeah.
So there's hardly almost nothing that would move me to change my ways because of a certain trend.
True. Yeah, I like that.
So that's why I say for me, it's different because I was built strong in my own beliefs.
Okay.
And that's why my path is pretty abstract.
Okay.
Right. For the conventional, of course, it happens. People can be swayed. Like, those things happen everywhere. But as regards mental health, me, I've never really, no matter how deep I get, you find me doing like this. In fact, the worse I become mentally, no matter what I'm going through, that's when you see me the most confident.
Really? How is that possible?
It's like an EV, like an electric vehicle.
Yeah, how is that possible?
You press on the brakes and then the battery charges.
For sure.
That's me. So sometimes people see me dwindling, or maybe they gossip about me or betray me or whatever. That's the fuel.
I know. It's like, oh, this is, okay. I'm going to show you.
That's why I say for me it's different because it's special. But I've had conversations. I've met lots and lots of people. And I find a common thing where men have actually gone through a lot. But they don't take time to really pace.
But what does pacing look like? If a man was to ask you, okay, how do you expect me to pace? What does pacing look like? Because men are...
a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, breathe.
Think.
Yeah, because men are expected to be giving, and chasing.
How will you think if you keep going? How will you fill back your cup?
And then again, is that not creating weaker men? That's what people are
I say
beginning
that
to
the
say.
quality of men these days are going down. But I feel, look at me. I set an example. I went through the worst time of my life, going through a divorce, having a baby on the way, national exhibition, you know, so many things at the same time. But I did all of it.
Right.
How? I'm not Superman, but it's priority, it's pacing. In fact, I was in Toronto, sleeping in my van. My baby mom is like, Baba, please, I would like a vacation before Zion comes. And she was at the Toronto exhibition. She was in Montreal. I had a good time.
Yeah.
And I'm supposedly struggling. How? So I'm still granting wishes. I'm still in solitude. But I'm still getting shit done. Because I am pacing. There are sometimes she asks me questions. What about this? What are we going to do about this? The preparation for this, that. I say, wait.
Yeah.
Because I believe in alignment. I believe in the flow of my own life. that door will open. I'm not going to stress now for it. So I will focus on what I can control as of right now.
As of
If you
right.
carry everything, it's like pouring water in a basket. It's just going to splatter around. No,
for
I like
sure.
to fill my cup the right way.
So then what with your journey, what's something that people often misunderstand about your journey? Because you said you've been different all along.
Somebody once said I'm delusionally confident. Nobody. Yeah.
I like that though. But I love that. I love it when especially when it comes on the positive side and when you get things done. It's like, okay, I'll maintain my delusional
Oh, that
confidence and my
delusional confidence
delusional
didn't
faith.
come from a positive.
No,
Yeah.
but I will switch it to a positive.
Of course,
Yeah, I will switch it to a positive.
That's what
I
I
don't.
said.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you think it's negative?
That's why I said
Actually, I love it.
That's why I
Yeah.
said I'm the alchemist.
Right. Yeah. Perfect.
So
I think we're the
when
same,
they
but
say I am delusionally
confident.
confident, I do the impossible,
Yeah, which is good.
which is very good
Yeah,
for me.
for you,
I
yeah.
don't care what any other person thinks. Because what I am doing, if I don't do it, I can't sleep.
Yeah.
If the idea comes, if I have that dream, I
Yeah.
pursue it
Yeah.
with everything that I've got.
Yeah.
And that day when we met at the networking thingy, I said it. I would rather die than not do what I'm doing now. So it's do this or don't do anything at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I think once you have that strong conviction in yourself, I'm good.
Right. So regardless of whoever thinks about your journey, and one thing that impressed me behind the scenes, we're talking about it before we started shooting, that we come from a continent where you gotta be a doctor, a nurse, a doctor, a nurse, a lawyer, engineer, Nigerians engineer, guys, Nigerians engineers, you find lots of them that have the engineering ring. And then you come as an artist
Yeah.
in Canada. How did you think you were going to survive or expect you were going to figure yourself out in this country?
Let me break down delusional confidence for you. You see, in my family,
Yeah.
like my father worked in the civil service.
Yeah.
My mother's family, they had bankers who did very well. I'm an artist. I
Yeah.
am just that central artist guy. But I liked how they lived their life. The bankers, for instance, always so neat, tightly knitted up.
And in Africa, white collar is good.
It was fascinating. It was lovely.
Yeah.
But me as an artist, after school, I worked in real estate. I opened up a logistics company. All of that being a creative, because being a creative, being an artist is not painting. It's a lifestyle. Look at the conversations we're having right now.
Yeah.
Look at my mannerism in talking to you. If I sell you a house right now, you're going to buy it.
I will.
Exactly. So you see all of that. That's me being an artist in what I am
Doing. Okay.
So coming to Canada after I schooled for a year,
yeah.
I looked at it. I do not understand what the credit card is. I blow it all off away.
I think everybody makes that mistake when they come
I
here.
went and
Yeah.
applied to the top 5 banks. Like I want
geez.
to understand credit.
Yeah.
So and then I got into TD. I
Yeah.
became a.
TD is not the best to start with, but okay.
I became.
And then they have this whole student account, student this, and they make it seem as if it's a good thing, but we've been there.
If we get into roasting, like let's
No roasting, okay.
and then I became a teller, and in a month I got promoted to being a financial advisor, and then I did that, and I quit because I had learned what I needed.
Oh, okay. I like
Now
your way
I'm
of
about
thinking.
to go become an artist. So I left where I was and drove 5 days to Calgary. New city, I don't know nobody. I heard it's cold. Let's see.
So this is Toronto, that where you started?
New Brunswick.
Oh, no, New Brunswick. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And then you've been in Canada for 5 years. And what you've accomplished versus some people who've been here for over 5 years.
Exactly, because
Bro.
I am certain.
Yeah. Check you out.
So you see, I'm an artist. Even as a banker, I was so good with people.
Yeah.
Newcomers would come. All the newcomers coming in are coming
Yeah.
to me. I'm opening the accounts and explaining the credit cards appropriately to them.
Right.
And then
Wow.
I did my first solo exhibition in New Brunswick while being a banker, The Diary of a Mad Black Woman,
Oh, really?
at the same time.
Wow, look at you. So how has though your personal emotional journey shaped you today? Considering that, you have a different upbringing in Africa and then coming here in the last 5 years that you've been in this country, what you've learned here. Do you talk about it back home? Because it's difficult to eventually
So,
bring it
yes.
back home, right? Although I understand that Africa is almost catching up, but there's still a long way
Long way
to
to go,
go.
especially in the mental health realm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So how has your personal emotional journey shaped you today?
Personally, because I'm knowledge driven,
Yeah.
I always undo what I've been taught to build my own ideologies
You're right.
that guide me.
You're right.
When I build those morals, values, and identity that I stand by, then I can present it. And when I do, because it works for me, everybody follows.
That's a leader right there. I like that. I like that. And how about what's the silent battle that you've carried for years without anybody knowing? Because for you to eventually break down this, there must be something deeper.
I think my
That
biggest fear was of everything I was doing, of how special it seemed I was. I couldn't fail.
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 Really?
Yeah.
How come?
So you find me grinding around the clock because there were indeed a lot of people who, I'm special to me. I am
Yeah.
very self-obsessed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I didn't want to fail, to be looked down upon as I was when I was a kid.
Oh, okay. I see that.
But now,
That's
guess
trauma.
what?
Yeah.
I want to fail.
So, do you think that's the one of the reasons why we find young men back home? Because we spoke about this offset, where you're like, oh yeah, at least now I'm a decent human being.
Yeah.
So, when you were not a decent human being, was it based off of because you couldn't feel? So, what's the point?
Oh, no matter what. I
Yeah.
came from a home where my father had way too much integrity and discipline. And we're
So,
raised
what
that
made you
way.
not? So, what made you not feel then?
No, I kept going. I just want to keep going up. Nothing
Okay.
wants to bring me down. That's
Right.
failure in that stop, in that point.
Yeah.
I must always be found doing something, because I knew that there were a lot of people that had eyes on me. It's more when you look at things from the external. How am I being perceived? How am I being viewed?
And then always wanting to be the perfect
I'm
child.
always wanting to be
The
the perfect one.
child.
But the
Yeah.
more you try to be the perfect child, the more you're the worst.
Trust me,
Because
I've had to let go of that. It was I can totally relate on that because when you're kind of looked upon as this child has these abilities, they has that, so you have it in your head that I have to stay perfect, I have to be this. So I felt as if I needed to be perfect every time until it weighs down on you. Like it's a lot of weight on you because it's so much expectation
mine
put on your
was
shoulders.
so bad that the more I actually did try, from the perspective that I
I
have,
think yeah.
it's just wrong in every way in the conventional perspective.
Really?
Yes, I'm such
Wow.
an abstract thinker. The way I see something that is so beautiful to me,
Yeah,
it's just wrong in every way.
yeah.
So now I'm confused because then you don't have an identity.
True. True.
I have so much talent. I'm very multi-dimensional, multifaceted. And you find that there's so many personalities in one me. So many things I can do. But
But are you able to accomplish them, to finish them? Because it's one thing. It's one thing being able to do something, and it's another thing being able to finish.
you just complimented me on having achieved a lot in 5 years of being in
Actually,
Canada.
yeah.
So that answers your question.
Anyway, I take it back. I digress. So, as we move forward, what did strength used to mean to you, and what does it mean to you now?
Good.
Yeah.
Strength used to mean doing everything for everybody being of value to everybody, carrying that weight
Okay.
when you're not even being replenished back in return.
Okay.
But
And
now,
you're the oldest boy.
oh no, I have
You
an
have an
older
older
brother.
brother
Yeah,
too. Really?
we're four: my sister, my
Yeah.
brother, then myself, and my little brother.
So why did you feel like a lot of weight was being put on you when you had an older brother?
Weight is not necessarily family oriented.
Okay, according to you, what does it look like? Or what did it look
So because
like?
I'm a people's person and I've
Yeah.
experienced so many things, so you find a lot of people coming to ask you questions, ask you ideas on how to go
And then
through
you felt
certain
as
things.
if you could have every answer.
Yeah. I mean, majority of the time, because I've almost lived
Yeah.
those experiences, I do have the answer. But then to keep the image, to keep being in that position, the human brain is a mystery.
It is. Oh, trust me, I got to learn that.
So strength for me
Yeah.
is, and I find the idea of privilege to be another thing. If you feel like maybe I came from a middle class home, where we built to that middle class, but I've also had many people who had literally
Yeah.
nothing.
Nothing.
Certain, so pretty much. So strength to me was pretty much carrying that weight of so many things. I can't. I don't know why I can't go so deep in that. But now strength to me is me.
In what way? If somebody was to say, I want to be like Jola, how would they look at your strength currently?
Oh,
Yeah. If a young man,
I want to be like Jola. Why do you want to be like Jola? Is it the Jola you see on social media?
is the Jola that I've gotten to learn to know
Exactly.
slowly.
So what
Yeah.
are the values and what are the things you see in Jola? How does he live? What does he do that you like? What do you see that you don't like? I was look at the both parts. But me, when someone tells me they want to be like me, I said no. Now I'm curious to know who you actually are, who your own identity is.
Is,
Because
yeah.
no two person is the same.
Oh, there's only one you.
Do you
There's only
understand?
one you.
So I have no interest in knowing somebody who doesn't have an identity or personality of their own.
But then again, too, people are motivated by what we do. People are encouraged by what we do, right? And this is why we do what we do, so we can encourage the younger generation.
Yes. As much as we are visionaries, or I am a visionary and I look out for people, I still have to guard my heart. I still have to protect myself.
Sure.
You still have peers, your own colleagues. You still have people that you have sit downs with and you have conversations with, and you're like, no, I don't resonate with this.
Yeah.
Those are not people you're mentoring. You see, have people who operate out of ego and pride.
True. True.
I think a bit from that perspective. I also look at like people who are very wealthy now, who has built their wealth in the 90s and in the early 2000s, and they give advice. Sometimes it don't resonate with me because I look at it that did you build your wealth in today's age and time?
That's different. Yeah. And today we have so much social media, people instant gratification, people buy AI,
So
and
how can
yeah,
you really know what's true or what's not true other than listening to your own inner
intuition.
self, having your own identity and personal. This is what I believe in it. We can agree to disagree. If it's the younger generations, of course I'll pour my heart and soul into it. If it's people who genuinely need that light, need that understanding, of course. But operating out of ego, pride, all of that, no,
Doesn't work.
doesn't work for me.
So, question, speaking of, how you've just mentioned that if you taking advice from, the older generation because of the different times that we live in, do you not think that there's some basic rules in life that we cannot, e.g., do you still believe that you still need to put in time into something
100.
compared to the new generation that doesn't believe in that? Those are the basics that even older person will tell you. Things take time. to get to some put in the work, put in the work, put in the work. But the younger generation, do you think they'll understand that? Those are basics.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Right.
I'm I'm big on respecting my elders and
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah.
So
And then
yes,
filtering.
that's where,
Yeah.
that's what I meant to say.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
It's not like I don't listen or I'm strong-headed. No.
Right. Yeah.
They have what an old man sees, what you see while climbing up the tree.
Yeah.
My adage, they say an old man will see sitting down. He's gone through it, whether
Sure.
that time or this time.
This time. Yeah. Yeah.
So there are
Yeah.
baseline principles that cannot be broken,
True.
right?
Yeah.
But now, when I'm giving advice that doesn't align with my intuition, my
Okay.
own
That's
unique
different.
part,
Yeah.
which
That's
not many
different.
people have been through,
Yeah.
I have to filter. I have to also ask questions from other senior advisors, colleagues. That
True.
makes sense now. So you see, it's not just all me.
True. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry for that misunderstanding.
Oh, no, it's okay.
So as we get into identity, we're speaking earlier on, you mentioned identity and people trying to say, oh, I want to be like, and it's one thing too, when was it? I don't remember. It's like, oh yeah, this person is going to be the next somebody. This person, oh, it was at school. Oh, we're going to be the next me. I was listening to people. Yes, I'm going to be the next, and I'm like, no, I'm going to be the next Amanda. You understand? Because there's only one Amanda. Exactly. So as we get into identity, we're going to talk about healing and reclamation, right? Was there a turning point where you realized you needed to heal and not hide? Seeing that you just broke down with crying, was it like a healing moment, or it was, oh, I want to see what this crying thing looks like?
No, it was a healing moment. It
Yeah.
broke me. I didn't feel that special illusion of release like everybody says. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
cry,
yeah, yeah.
and
You
then
have a
you.
release.
No, but I really broke down and cried to like God. I'm like,
Oh, bless
why
you.
do I have to?
Yeah,
There's so many things in my personal life that I've been through that I cannot say on camera,
yeah,
but I can use those lessons to admonish other people,
yeah, yeah.
right? So it's tears that when I was driving to Toronto and for my exhibition, carrying all of my artworks in the van, and I'm driving 12 hours each day, sleeping in the van and taking a shower through community centers, I cried because it still felt like no matter what I do, and nobody believed in me. But here I am still pouring out my soul and bringing everything out and bringing communities together.
I feel that. No, I feel that. Like, when you're you've done everything that your intuition is telling you to do, and no one
I
cares.
did it to the point that my intuition was silent.
Really?
I did not want to talk to any human being again. I just wanted to talk with my mind, my intuition. Like,
And I hope it was a positive, because this is where we're afraid. This is where
that
we
is
come
the
in.
liminal space. How
Yeah.
patient.
Yeah.
How can you sit with yourself in silence? Mental health. We are talking spiritual, we're talking physical now, or supernatural, I would say.
Yeah.
A man that can sit down on his own and just watch everything that's happening around him, fear that man. Without needing friends, without needing to always go out. I am the biggest bubbly person ever. You always find me outside having people, yada, yada, yada. But now, I'll sit there like a monk. Go back in ancient wisdom, Buddhist, all of those things. Why are they the way they are? It's not about religion. It's just think about those things. A man that can sit down, that can breathe. It's like you're driving at top speed, maybe 140 kilometers per hour, moving on the fast pace, on the fast lane, right? And as you're driving, you're not holding the steering tight, you're holding it soft. You're breathing, you're still listening to the music and enjoying the flow, but you're going so fast. You see that balance? That's mental health for men. That's what we need to achieve. That's the way you can replenish. So he's enjoying the music. He's moving at the first pace, but he's alert, looking at the psychology of other drivers to make sure he doesn't have an accident. Even as fast as he's moving, when he steps on the brakes, he's slamming on it gently, cruising, he's turning, he's entering the next lane, he's going back out. Even if he gets pulled over by the police, it's like, oh, sorry, officer, I know I was speeding. Give me my ticket, let me go. Do you
How many people do that?
You see
How
the
many people
psychology
do
of that?
though?
Did you see the psychology of that analogy I just made?
Yeah.
That's the flow state.
Yeah.
That way you can give to people but still have enough for yourself.
Oh wow. Okay, that's interesting. And you also, another thing that I thought of when you were talking was, what do you make of today's generation of the definition of mental health versus our parents' mental health? Because you know what's coming, right? Because I just recently, this baffled me when I heard somebody talk about it. And they were like, it's funny that we're saying, no, our parents need to work on their mental health, but what does mental health mean to them versus what it means to us?
Do you know that feeling where you have a lot of things to say but you don't want to break hearts?
Yeah.
Well, Dad, Mom, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but there's some things I gotta say here. You know, I feel that in the older generation, whatever we sow today is what reaps tomorrow. When you live in fear and hiding, when you live in conformity without having a mind of your own damn belief, that will replicate in your children, in society, and it will go like that. In the older generation, maybe except for select few. That's why
Which is rare though.
That's why the world is the way it is today.
Yeah.
So it was based on lies, the inability to speak the truth.
Yeah. And just speaking up was horror. Speaking up was horror.
Inability to speak the truth. And I think that's one thing that I have to
Do you
go
think it
through.
has, sorry to cut you off, do you think it has to do with having that authoritative figure?
I think it was comfort.
How so?
Just okay with where you are at what life was in that time, and just living it, sucking up the bullshit. Bullshit from government, bullshit from life. Your inability to tell somebody how you really feel because you want to be nice and humble. That's the African mentality. Be nice. Don't be proud. Don't be. If I have a belief about something, God damn it, I'm proud.
Well, there's good pride and bad pride.
Yes.
The pride that makes you fall. And then there's a pride where I'm like, thank you, Lord Jesus.
Pride comes before a fall.
Yeah.
Being proud in who you are, your beliefs, and what I stand by.
Yeah.
Nobody
different.
But it means that I must have lived a life where I've had the variation of experiences of different things, mistakes made, good things done, and then you can make an informed decision.
Right.
So in our parents' generation, liars. They didn't stand up. That's why the mental health decline is ridiculously crazy now. The quality of men that are being brought up now is getting bad. I am undoing a lot of things that I've learned in my society.
For sure. And that's hard because it also takes changing your mindset, right?
If I read something to you right now that I wrote, a lot of things will make sense.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
I hope we have time. I'm going to be very quick.
For sure. Yeah.
Going to be very quick. Notion. Let me.
But good for you, though.
Where is it?
Oh, take your time. Don't rush it.
Yeah, you can always.
Yeah. Just pace yourself. It's like
no. You see, my passion is already coming out. Not a lot of people bring me to that level. Like,
Right,
I would
right.
start
Oh,
like,
I am glad I'm doing a good job.
no, you're asking the right questions
I'm glad.
because, see, if I read this now, it will explain a lot of the questions, and you'll see the raw facts in everything.
Okay.
Silent narrative, the
Okay.
voice no one heard.
Okay.
As an 8-year-old child in Lagos, I lived in a world where silence was my loudest companion. To everyone around me, my parents, my teachers, and even my classmates, I was the black sheep. The child who didn't fit into the mold they had carefully crafted. I was misunderstood, misinterpreted, and met with constant judgment. But what no one saw was what was truly happening beneath my skin. They saw a restless boy who couldn't sit still, who didn't follow instructions, and who seemed lost in his own world. What they didn't see was my heart, a heart that only wanted to do what made me happy, what gave me peace and fulfillment. I found joy in the simplest of things, playing in the sand, molding imaginary kingdoms with my bare hands, and watching tiny grains slip through my fingers like time. I'd pick up random rocks, marveling at their texture, shape, and color, as if they held secrets the world didn't care to hear. I chased after mosquitoes, not out of fear or malice, but out of curiosity, fascinated by their delicate wings and relentless pursuit of nectar. I ran around in the neighborhood, kicking a makeshift football, shirtless and carefree, feeling the wind brush against my skin like an embrace. I wasn't trying to rebel, I was just trying to breathe. But in school, my world was different. The walls that confined me, excuse me, were filled with expectations I couldn't meet, words I couldn't fully grasp, and lessons that felt like chains. I wasn't dumb, but that's how they saw me. The classroom was a battlefield where my mind struggled to make sense of things. I needed to draw to think, to doodle my way through equations and sketch my thoughts into understanding. But every time my pencil wandered across the margins, I was met with disapproval. Pay attention! Stop playing! They would say, but I was paying attention. I just wasn't doing it their way.
Right.
What no one saw was how that doodling was how I processed the world. While they thought I was distracted, I was actually building a universe where I could freely exist. My mind was a canvas. My heart spoke through lines, shapes, and colors. But no one stopped to listen. No one asked why I needed to create to understand. To them, I was a boy who had refused to conform. But in truth, I was only a boy who had discovered a language of his own, a silent narrative that spoke volumes. At home, it was no different. My parents, like many others, wanted the best for me.
Yeah.
But their love was wrapped in discipline and molded by societal expectations. They didn't understand why their son wasn't like the others, why I didn't crave the validation that came with high grades, or why I didn't blend into the crowd. Every mistake, every misstep felt like a heavy backlash. But how could I explain that I wasn't trying to defy them? I was simply following the rhythm of my own heart, a reading they couldn't hear. My innocence was my compass. I was a child who saw wonders in the overlooked, who felt emotions too big for words, who believed that happiness can be found in the smallest things. But that innocence was misunderstood, treated as a flaw rather than as a gift. I was good in ways that didn't fit into the framework they had built. I was curious. Yes, I was weird. Maybe. But I was also something more. I was an artist, even though I didn't know it at the time. My mind was wired to see the world differently, to interpret, to question, and to create in ways that defied the norm. But in a world where conformity was celebrated, my artistic mind was a burden, not a blessing. Silent narrative is the story of that child, of me, whose voice was drowned out by expectations, yet whose spirit refused to be silenced. It is the story of a boy and many others who turned pain into purpose, who transformed rejection into resilience.
Wow.
Every brushstroke, every sculpture, and every piece in that collection is a reflection of that untold story, a tribute to that misunderstood child who never gave up on his truth. It took years for me to understand that the very things I was punished for as a child are the very things that would define my greatness as an artist today. I've learned that being different isn't a weakness, it is a gift.
It is.
And though I was unheard then, my art speaks now.
Yeah.
The collection is a mirror of my heart, the innocence that was unseen, the truth that was ignored, and the playfulness that was stifled. It is a reminder that the narrative with silence in children becomes the story that echoes in adults.
Amen.
Through silent narrative, I reclaim that voice. I honor the boy who found freedom in his imagination, even when the world tried to cage him. And in doing so, I remind others that sometimes the loudest truths live in the silence.
You know one thing that you said? When I read this, it's going to answer all my questions. And my next question was, did anyone help you reclaim your voice?
Me.
And you answered it. And the other one, what changed your life when you stopped suppressing your started feelings? And you answered it. It's like it's as if you had all my questions. And you know, this is what you're saying, that when you're in alignment, things just flow.
Done. Nobody understands it. When you're in alignment, they actually want to bring you down, because nobody wants to face the shadow of themselves. You would have mental health problems if you're not ready to face your own truth.
That's true.
People tell me things about myself that are truth and false, and I listen to both.
Of course.
But I sit down to chat. I'm my own biggest critic.
Yeah.
Because for me to have a voice,
then
I must damn well have integrity. So when you see me not speak, then I've done some shady things. When you see me speak up, then I'm working on the shady things.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So as we conclude, what does restoring balance look like to you?
Finding peace, not with anybody else, but with your full self.
Right. And what does it mean to reclaim your voice?
Retracing your steps.
Whew. How do you personally redefine strength?
That's a beautiful question. You know, my strength is just me. The air that I breathe.
Right.
The voice that I got. The steez in who I am and the man that I am becoming. And the hard handwork. My ability to put everything that I've got into my craft.
Wow. That's powerful. And then finish this sentence for our listeners. This is your camera. Wholeness is?
Fulfillment.
Just one word?
Wholeness. Wholeness is do or die.
Whew! Okay, now that's what I expected. Wholeness is do or die. All right. Thank you so much, Jola. This was just an amazing interview, fruitful interview. And I just hope, it will be something that will help our listeners. And if they have any questions, we're definitely going to put your, your handles in the comment, like in the description below, so they can follow you. And if they have any questions, can they please reach out to you?
Yeah. I'm a pretty open book. Send me an email, send me a DM. I'll respond. I respond to everybody.
No, but thank you so much for coming through. It was really a pleasure having you and a fruitful conversation.
Yeah, it's very fulfilling.
I love it.
I was able to also release a lot of things and say to men out there, you need to relax.
I know, right?
The world, life is not that deep.
Life is not that deep.
I swear to God.
But no, thank you for the powerful poem as well. And today, guys, if today's conversation gave you clarity, comfort, or courage, please do subscribe and share and join the ANS community right here on the YouTube channel. Someone you love might need this more than you know, especially the poem that was read today. That was a powerful poem. Just before we close, at Disruptive Silence, we're committed to restore balance, reclaim voice, and redefine strength, because wholeness is everyone's story. Take care, God bless you, and I love you. Mwah.